DIYers, I listened to this project recently by Chainz, the Alchemist, and Larry June, and let me tell you, it is outstanding to hear. Not just the quality of the production. I always trust anything that has Alchemist on the production. Please excuse Gabby Douglas. We was having some fun earlier. That was the funniest dance ever. But recently, they were all guests on The Breakfast Club. And though I can't show the video, I will play the audio because, you know, it'll get flagged. They were discussing a lot of different things that they discussed in the music, which was really dope to hear because not only is the production soulful, not only is it hip hop, it's really mature, especially for, you know, Larry is in his 30s. 2Chainz is in his 40s, and obviously Alchemist is up there with them as well. 2Chainz started this song off. I don't gatekeep. I want all my people to eat. And you know, this channel has been very, very strong on the idea of gatekeeping when it comes to the context of culture, right? But it got me thinking, I think the generation before me, especially in hip hop, views the idea of gatekeeping as something different than my generation may view it. And I thought it was interesting enough to have a conversation about it. But before we get to that, I want to celebrate these three folks and these three gentlemen as they're talking about the difference in doing the major label push as opposed to being independent, because obviously my tribe are DIYers. So peep this timestamp right here at the 38 mark, and let's hear what he's talking about.
Point right there. One line I love on the record too. You said,
actually, no, that's the wrong one. Let's go to the other one. Here we go.
It's back in October, you had announced that you wasn't with Def Jam no more. You wasn't going to re-sign. You were a free agent. Is that still?
Yeah, this was my first independent project that I've dropped. Like, I don't know, man, 20 maybe 11 or something, 2010. I'm not sure.
2012.
Yeah. 2012 my first Boats, but I was signed a couple months before that. But yeah, this was my first independent project. I just wanted to kind of like test the waters. I don't have anything against Def Jam. I've been with them over a decade. Found, you know, it's ups and downs and everything. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I built a lot of relationships. This was just kind of stuff right here. It's just a phone call for me to get up here and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. So that's something I didn't know. I knew that Larry June was independent. I knew that Alchemist kind of ran his independent business. I think he compared it to a brewery, right? Like when you're making your own beers and you're selling it independently out of your own brewery. He compared his whole, you know, setup to that. But 2Chainz, I know he's had a history of being independent, but it's super dope to hear that this project is as much run as it's been getting, and it's been going up against a lot of tough competition in terms of the excitement all of us had around Kendrick being at the Super Bowl, and they dropped, if you don't remember, the Friday before the Super Bowl. So they had videos and all these things, but the fact that they're here at the Breakfast Club and someone like 2Chainz is able to make a phone call and leverage all of the success and relationships that he's built through his major push for his independence, I think is a super, super dope wrinkle to add to things. Hey, yo, DIYer, if you're enjoying this content, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps this video and this channel get discovered by new people. I appreciate you. Now back to the video.
Nobody have to set up my New York promo or anything like that, you know what I mean? So it was just about getting out here, you know, and it's for me the best of both worlds. I had some great things happen on the major side, and now I'm learning how to operate in the independent space.
Yeah.
And it's freedom.
Do you like it?
Yeah, because like they was like, we need to drop this next month. I was like, we can do this. We can drop this next month. Like, yeah, we need to drop. They was looking on. It was like Christmas. They was like, we need to come the end of January. Then I started being like, damn, these boys dead serious.
Shouts to Empire.
Yeah, man. So he's distributing it through Empire. I see Justin in here. 3-second applause for 2Chainz going independent successfully without having to sue his label. That's just a nod. It's all happening. All right, so let's move on to this other section that I think is more so the meat and potatoes of this conversation. Here is where I started to notice, I think that there's two different generations of thought when it comes to gatekeeping, right? I'm going to define my stance, but then I'm also going to contrast that with why there's some people that I didn't even acknowledge are seeing gatekeeping from a whole nother lens. When I think of gatekeeping, especially now, I think of it in the same way as simple as like the gate in your backyard or the gate in your front yard. You're trying to keep intruders who have ill will or malicious intent from occupying the culture, right? When I think of the video that we did on Post Malone and the things that he said when he was a part of the culture versus after he left the culture, and he said, if you want to think, hip hop is not for that. Things like that before he went country make you feel like, were you just an intruder? See, that's when you got to start saying we need stiffer rules. We need stiffer limitations for the people that come into this household or this home of hip hop, proverbial home of hip hop. That's the gatekeeping that I'm thinking of. I think that there's a completely different one. And I've heard this, of course, many a times where it's like there's also a gatekeeping of here I am as a young artist or producer. I'm invested in the culture. I have contributed and you're my OG. And you could give me game that could help me cut down 6 years of struggling. And you're not going to do it because of your thought patterns or your morals, or because you feel threatened by giving information, right? It's that whole generation of the game is to be sold and not told. So I want to let Alchemist and 2 Chainz and Larry June talk about what they feel about gatekeeping, because I think it's important that as we, as 80s babies, start to define how we're going to ethically and responsibly gatekeep, we understand that everybody doesn't see it the same way. I'm going to let them cook.
I don't gatekeep. I want everybody to eat. And that's very true about you. Has there been a time when a gatekeeper tried to keep you up?
All the time, man.
Man,
I'm impressionable, man. I'm somebody probably try to set a screen or try to block on, but man, I'm someone that truly believe that if it's for you, it's for you. So, but yeah, I've been in out. I'm saying now we talk about numbers and all that. This is a big secret been going on for years. How people been manipulating the game. Ain't nobody came and say, "Shorty." I just seen a little dude in my in Candyland in my club. He said, "I do the billboard stuff." Shorty, I said, "Bill, what's that?" I do the billboard. He said the artist name. I ain't even gonna say. He said he tried to show me a page. So I say, "Shit, I said, Shorty, if this what you do, cause everybody asked for my number. I said, I'll see you again if it's meant to be the next night here in my club with the same jogging suit on."
So to clarify, this is somebody that came to his club that told him, "Hey, I can help you with your numbers on Billboard." They come hire me whenever they want to boost their numbers on Billboard. And he said, wait a minute. Obviously, he knows the game is rigged, but he's like, okay, what you on? And so the person allegedly showed him a one sheet of Drake and what they doing with sexy songs for, no? Okay, I just made that up. Continue though, because he goes on a long tangent about it, but I don't want you to lose the point of this is a conversation about gatekeeping.
So then when I seen that,
what?
My antenna say, I don't know if you really about business, because you got the same stuff on. Yes, they just judging. Shouldn't even been judging, because boy, when he showed me, start popping up like little bitty measles.
So what, he can make you amplify your screen?
What he can do. He just was like, I do this. I make sure. And we was in the club. That's another thing. I hate talking in the club too, y'all.
All right, he goes on a bit of a rant about, the things he hates when people try to talk business with him in the club. You can go watch it on your own time. I want to get back to this conversation though, because the gatekeeping one is a really interesting one.
I got to see which one is the I don't know. So I probably need to find.
He gonna be back in the club, same outfit. Like I heard you on the Breakfast Club.
Right.
Nah, he got the recipe.
That's right.
We're gonna outstream Kendrick this week. I'm gonna call him. That system rigged.
Move me up real quick.
Move me up, man.
What about you, Larry? And you too, Al.
Yeah, I think a few times, you know what I mean? But I don't really see it as much. I'm not gonna lie, I be in my own bubble, but I think people do try to gatekeep. But I try to do my thing so much that I can avoid that as much as possible, and I focus on the I'm more like fan driven, like for the people, so you can try to gatekeep with if the people rocking with me, all the haters, it don't even matter. Like the people, it's the people. I'm still doing digits, you know what I mean? I'm still.
Good job, Larry. Good job, Larry. That sound like some DIY. If I'm not mistaken, that sound like some DIY type of mentality. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, get to it. Hey, you can't blackball me if I got the people. I like that. Good job, Larry. Good job, Larry. Hey. Good job, Larry. I be feeling like I want to say good job, Curtis, because that's what this entire YouTube was about. Really? This entire YouTube was, there's so many doors I keep getting shut in my face. There's so many folks that I ask questions that, will give me give me little pieces of information, but then give me a little bit too much that leads me on a wild goose chase. And when I finally get to the next place and I say, okay, I got there, what do I do now? They say, oh man, I can't give you all that because somebody didn't give me that. So good luck with it. But you sent me here, sir. It is what it is. Phenomenal job, Curtis. Good job, Curtis. I appreciate y'all. I was just playing. I be wanting to tell myself that. Because, you know, the work that we do don't always get celebrated, but there's a reason why I came to YouTube. It's because there's certain doors I could not open up with just my music. There were certain people who felt threatened when I started to talk like I could be an A&R. I'll never forget, an A&R asked me a question, and I asked him a question, and his whole facial expression changed. I can't remember what it was, but it was an informed question. Needless to say, I didn't get invited back to that studio session anymore. Pretty high-profile studio session, too, right? That's when I started to understand I'm in rooms where I don't want to be the smartest one in the room anymore. I want to be in rooms where I'm the dumbest one, and I can learn from everybody else. So I came to YouTube, where it's open to all types of levels of IQ. And here I am now doing numbers now, baby. Good job, Curtis. And now that has leveraged a whole bunch of relationships and opportunities that now I can have my music be part of the conversation if I want to, collaborate or whatever the case may be. But the truth of the matter is this, and DJ Head, he going to be on this United Culture Day. I texted him. I said, DJ Head, you gave me the best advice, bro. He said, what is it? I said, you told me stop playing fair. Because nobody created the game to be fair. Stop playing fair. You're playing fair in a game that is rigged. And you're getting angry and bitter. Stop playing fair. Say less. So, continue, Larry June. I think Alchemist is getting ready to really put a nice bow on this.
Pulling up, hopping out, drinking orange juice, popping my shit.
Rory,
you know, talking about Rory's and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's because I'm focused on the people. You know what I mean? The fans, like, listen to all the outside and shit. I don't really, you know, they go, oh, he shouldn't do this. I can't get him on that show. Then, woo, fuck it. We gonna keep going outside. We gonna keep popping that trunk.
Good
we
job,
keep
Larry.
doing numbers. You know what I mean?
What about you? They try to keep you away from certain artists? And
I mean, just straight up, gatekeeping is corny. It's lame.
It's corny,
Like
it's
anybody
corny.
who does that is like a sucker to me.
Yeah.
Like you're insecure. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
To me, gatekeeping has got to be some of the dumbest shit. Like,
This is Alchemist, by the way.
like there was some stuff I encountered over the years, but more than that, I encountered the opposite. Like DJ Premier. Like when I first met him and was around him, like I met Jay-Z my first time with Premier, and he was like, yo, this is Al. He's dope.
yeah,
he
yeah,
got
wow.
beats. And what I took from that was like, Premier's the utmost level of secure.
Yeah.
He's not afraid. If you're gatekeeping, you must be afraid that these
Yeah.
next guys are gonna come take your
Yeah,
spot.
for sure.
Get up out of there. That's nasty.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
This is where I think we got to be very, very clear about the type of gatekeeping that he's talking about, right? I think most of us understand what that is. This is the example of gatekeeping where you have earned your spot. You've earned your right to be in the room. You've done the work. Your work is superior. Matter of fact, it's so good that somebody that you might look up to has invited you into the room. Now to be in the room only for them to little bro you, only for them to assert their dominance, assert their superiority over you and your craft by letting you know how much of a little bro you are, them gatekeeping you from building relationships in a room with other people that are influential, them getting threatened because you're taking down phone numbers. Oh, I'm speaking from experience, taking down phone numbers from people in the room because you want to network, and all of a sudden they're like, what are you trying to do, replace me? Yeah, that kind of gatekeeping is stupid as shit. That gatekeeping right there, because what you're doing is you're trying to use your influence to block opportunities for people to win. Not replace you, but just to merely win, because your insecurity is so strong. You got to throw an elbow up instead of giving somebody a lob. Yeah, that gatekeeping got to go. That gatekeeping is the reason why certain people got into position and were able to get inside the culture, because their focus in letting them in was the money that they can make collaborating with them. I said a word.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
They let people into the gates that had no business in the gates, no business in the studios, no business at the shows, no business with the features, because they merely did numbers. They merely had social media influence, but they never dedicated themselves to the craft. And instead of bringing somebody who is the producer that can produce the kind of music that can last longer than just these viral moments, they went the other direction. So When it comes to that gatekeeping, I'm with you, Alchemist. I'm with you 1,000%. But I also think that it's almost like we have to take the lanyards or the cards that you enter the building with, this proverbial building. We got to take the cards off the wrong people and gatekeep them. There are some people who never should have been in the room. Matter of fact, I used to have a button that said, keep the suits out the booth, because they have no business telling a rapper, an artist, a writer what they should be writing about, how they should be writing. Get them the fuck out the booth, because they're literally ruining music. And they think it's good because the streaming numbers tell them it's good. Get the suits out the booth. It's time to remove their access and say, go fucking earn it now. You can come back in when you do your job, when you do your due diligence. And you don't have to tell us. You'll be already doing it. But there's a lot of people who got access because it had very surface level accomplishments that superseded the necessity of being good at your craft. So with Alchemist, I'm with you on that. That kind of gatekeeping is corny. The other kind of gatekeeping is corny as hell. But there does need to be in this next generation a bar, a realistic bar, but one that says, if you want to come do work with a professional, be a professional, or at least do the work that a professional in the making would do. And you're right on in here.
I don't approve of gatekeeping. Like we stand against that. You know what I mean?
Right. Now you did Meet the Grams. Originally, was that a gospel record? Or supposed to be a gospel record?
The sample is from a gospel record, yeah.
Damn. Wait, what? No, this is a little bit of bonus clip. Let's go ahead. I forgot about this part. Hold on, keep going.
What gospel artist you made that dog shit for?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you just sampled the gospel. I was like, what?
Yeah, nah. And I yeah, that's a gospel record. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sample was.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What gospel song was they singing? Jesus, I love you with all my. That's a whole lot different from Fred Hammond. That's a whole lot. Jesus is all of the world to me. They said, Pastor, I got a new song I want to share with you. Get him up out of here, Justin. Get him out of here. That man is possessed. That man, funeral? No, that ain't no. You don't play that at a funeral. People crying. Why are you gonna go in here? Dear pastor. What is? Imagine that. What? You tell me what I want. Now we got to play the song after this. Oh my goodness! I need to hear the actual version now. We got to hear it after this. Okay, DIYers though. Meet the Grams turned into a funeral. Yeah. All right, I want to lead the church in praise and worship. All right, everybody, put your hands up. And it goes. Ding, 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 ding. I gotta leave. I gotta go. This ain't church no more. What's going on here? Now we gotta hear it. DIY. Those are my thoughts on this. You let me know what you think. DIYers, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. Come on, man. Stop being greedy. Peace.